Learning new things is essential if you want to be successful. So what if there was a way to learn much faster than everybody else? My name is Ondrej and here are 9 ChatGPT plugins that will maximize your speed of learning. Plugin number 1, Quick Recall. Now in order to learn something new, you have to use spaced repetition because it usually isn't enough to just read it once and understand it. And that's exactly what this plugin does. Quick Recall lets you create simple flashcards and review them with spaced repetition. Now the term spaced repetition might sound complicated, but it's actually just 3 steps. Number 1, create a new flashcard. Each flashcard has a front, which is the question, and a back, which is the answer. Number 2, review the flashcards. The plugin will give you flashcards with the front or the question, and you have to do your best to answer it as close as possible. And step number 3 is just reviewing those flashcards. So after every answer, you give it 0 to 3. Now 0 means you completely missed it and you don't remember anything. 3 means that you understand the concept fully. Now, this will determine how often the plugin will show you the flashcard. That way, you're shown the flashcards that you still don't understand instead of those that you already know. By the way, one really helpful tip you can do with any plugin is just ask ChatGPT what the plugin does. Plugin number 2, GigaTutor. Now, this plugin requires some setup, but it's quite simple. First, this plugin asks you for your learning preferences. So you might say you want the learning to be in English, that you're a visual learner, that you're a beginner in the topic, and that you want GigaTutor to have an honest and direct tone. Now, unlike ChatGPT, this plugin can save those preferences and use them anytime you launch it. Then, the plugin creates a personalized learning path for you. So based on your preferences and the topic you give it, it will create a detailed plan of learning that topic. So let's say you want to learn Python in 7 weeks. Well, you just tell it that and it already knows your preferences. So it will create a step-by-step weekly plan with detailed milestones that you can follow. Now, once the plan is created, the learning process starts. So you will work with the plugin back and forth. It will ask you questions, it will teach you new concepts, and once you understand them, you move on. What's cool is that the plugin can adapt to the learning of the user. Now this is where AI really starts to shine, because if it sees that you can learn new concepts quickly, it might start introducing more advanced topics. Or if it sees that you're like a little bit of a slow learner, then it will, repeat topics more frequently and using simpler language. That way you actually understand. One thing you should know that in ChatGPT, you can have up to 3 plugins enabled at any time. So feel free to mix and match any of these plugins together. Plugin number 3, Open Lecture. Open Lecture is a powerful tool designed to search through university course materials. Those can include lecture notes, lecture transcripts, textbook excerpts, and more. Basically, the goal of this plugin is to give you access to college course lectures that you otherwise might not have access to. Now, whether that's on mathematics, philosophy, physics, biology, Open Lecture is also capable of breaking down complex questions into smaller sub-questions. This allows it to provide intricate queries and detailed answers that normal ChatGPT would get completely lost in. Now, if the plugin detects that your question is too long, it will automatically split it up into multiple parts and handle those parts separately. So like this would be absolutely great if ChatGPT could do it by itself. But for some reason, we need a plugin for that. Number 4, Chat with Video. Now, as you can probably tell, this plugin was made to load YouTube videos to chat with them. So all you have to do is give it the link and it automatically gets the video ID and loads it. After it's done analyzing, which takes just a split second, you can ask it any questions about the video and it will understand it as if it made that video. This makes watching YouTube videos, or at least learning what's in them, 10 times faster, because instead of watching a 2-hour podcast or interview with someone, you just paste the link into ChatGPT with the Chat with Video plugin and you have the entire video right there inside of ChatGPT for you to learn and go through. Now, of course, you may still want to watch some YouTube videos, entertainment, or your favorite creators like me. But if you want to go through something really quickly, then this plugin is perfect for that. Plugin number 5, Decision Journal. Most people make the same kinds of decisions over and over again, and then they're wondering why their life hasn't changed at all. Now, if you're one of those people, then the Decision Journal plugin can help you out greatly. The way you use this plugin is by entering every decision you have to make, or at least the big ones. You don't have to enter what you're gonna eat today. And then you track how the big decisions turned out. So first, you would make a decision entry, all the details about the decision, the status, your initial feelings, feelings, the best outcome, the worst outcome, the most likely outcome, and how much skill and luck plays a part in that decision. Now, when this plugin really shines is when you want to review those decisions. So let's say it's been a month since you made the decision. Well, you can go back into Decision Journal and update the decision status. So like you would say the accuracy score of how accurate was the actual outcome in your prediction. Then you can put in how it actually turned out, your learnings, the mistakes you made, the lessons you've taken away, and the next review you want to make. Remember, this plugin isn't about judging your past decisions and if they were right or wrong. It's about refining your decision-making process. That way, you can make better and better decisions in the future. And just by doing this, you're already ahead of 99% of people, because most people don't even have any process for making important decisions. Number 6, Web Pilot. The Web Pilot plugin can visit any website you give it, and it can then access and retrieve the content of that URL. But it's not just about visiting the page. Web Pilot can extract specific information from that website. This could be anything from text to images to even data tables. This is basically browsing the web but on steroids. The plugin can then handle user requests related to the content of that website. So let's say you want to take a Wikipedia article and rewrite it into an interesting story. Well, you can do that. Or you can take a website that's in Spanish and you want to put it into English. So instead of manually going there and copy pasting every single article into Google Translate or even ChatGPT, you can just paste the website URL into this plugin and it will do all of that for you. Now you might be thinking, but David, isn't the Web Pilot similar to the browsing plugin? And no, it's not, because it's more advanced. Since it can also interact with the pages, it can navigate through the site, click on links, and even fill out forms. Now this could have some major security risks, but luckily the Web Pilot plugin ensures safe browsing by avoiding any potentially harmful scripts from those sites you give it. What's nice is that Web Pilot actually respects user privacy. So both from the website, it doesn't store anything, any personal information, but also your questions and responses about the content of that website. Plugin number 7, AI Tool Hunt. Now, as I'm sure all of you know, learning about AI is one of the best things that you can do right now. But what's even better than learning is actually using AI, and that's where this plugin comes into play. AI Tool Hunt has access to a database with over 1,600 different AI tools spread across 120 categories. This vast collection ensures that it can find you tools for any tasks that you can think of, whether that's editing, images, writing, PDFs, literally anything. It's 1,600 tools, but this plugin doesn't just list out all the tools that might be related to your query. It actually sorts them based on how likely they are to help you and solve your particular problem. So instead of spending hours and hours searching on the internet, just use this plugin and it will give you a curated list in a matter of seconds. Now, what's cool about AI Tool Hunt is that its database is regularly updated, meaning you won't miss out on the latest and greatest AI tools. Plugin number 8, Likewise. This plugin can tell you where you can stream educational movies and TV shows. So let's say you want to learn more about AI, but at the same time you want to watch a movie. Well, you can ask this to the Likewise plugin and it will tell you where you can watch AI related movies. Likewise can also give you detailed information about educational books and podcasts. So on the topic of AI, you might get results like Life 3.0 or The Singularity is Near. This plugin can also tell you what content is currently trending. So let's say you're a physicist and you want to watch movies and shows about physics or even books or podcasts, Then Likewise plugin will tell you what podcasts are currently popular on the topic of physics or what physics books have recently been released. That way, you can stay up to date with very little effort. And if you have a favorite streaming service like HBO or Netflix, this plugin can tell you all the new titles that came to that service, but also the titles that are soon gonna be removed. That way you don't miss those. Plugin number 9, BizTalk. This plugin provides you with the latest news from the business world. So if you're someone interested in business like me, you should probably use this tool. It's great for learning current trends, market dynamics, and the latest developments in various industries. You can use BizTalk to research specific topics or companies. So let's say you want to learn about Apple. Well, it can give you the stock price, the latest news about the company, the future products it's gonna release, the expected release dates, anything it can find. By keeping up with business news, you can gain a better understanding of economic principles in action. Pretty much everyone wants to make more money. And to make more money, you have to know more about money. You have to know what interest rate means. You have to know what EBITDA means. You have to know what mergers and acquisition mean. All of those those terms are very useful, even if you don't actually apply them in your day-to-day work. Knowing them will definitely not hurt. And using BizTalk is a great way to learn these terms. Now we can all agree that real-world examples are the best way to learn, and BizTalk can do exactly that. So let's say you want a list of all companies that were started from a garage. So the plugin would give you Apple, Amazon, and all the other companies that were started from a garage. It can also help you understand business lingo. By frequently reading business news, you can learn how people like Jamie Dimon or Steve Schwarzman, you know, these Wall Street billionaires, how they talk and how they think. And let me tell you, even though you're not in finance, probably, most likely, you can still learn a lot from these billionaires. Like, I'm currently listening to What It Takes by Steve Schwarzman, and man, what a great book. Now, if you want me to make more videos about plugins, then please subscribe. It takes 1.7 seconds.